Meta's brand new flagship language model came out and it's pretty good. It's something that you want to check out. Usually Meta's AI language models tend to go under the radar. I would suggest this one doesn't do that for you. It's worth checking out. In this video, we're going to compare it with ChatGPT, Claude to see what its output is like, more specifically for copywriting, SEO, and a little bit of coding because that's what we do in the channel here. If you don't know me, my name is Nico. I run an AI-powered SEO agency. I also run an online community called the AI Ranking and Automation Hub, where we teach you everything you need to know about using the latest AI tools to rank your website #1 on Google and how to make some pretty cool and useful automations while you're at it. So, Llama's new model is 3.1 and there's 3 models within it, the 8 billion parameter, 70 billion parameter, and 405 billion parameters. So pretty incredible. And when we look at the numbers, which I really honestly don't know what a lot of these things mean. I know that these are maths and therefore coding and reasoning in terms of like how well are they at reasoning things, how well are they at one-shot prompting and chain of thought prompting and a bunch of other things. It stacks up pretty well. This is Llama 3.1. And when you look at the numbers, it's kind of up there with GPT4 with most things. There's a couple of things that it isn't here, but in terms of reasoning, understanding, and copywriting, it's right up there with GPT4, GPT4 Mini, and Claude Sonnet 3.5. Recently, I've been using Sonnet 3.5 over everything because its copywriting is, in my opinion, out of this world. So we're going to test it out. The test is going to be very simple. By the way, if you need any of the links that we're talking about, they'll be listed in the description of this video below. You can try Meta AI now for free. You just need to go to meta.ai. Now, we're going to do a very simple test here, which is kind of a workflow that I do on the fly if I really need to write a high quality blog very quickly. I get Perplexity to do a little bit of research for me. Whilst, for example, GPT4o does have access to the internet, I prefer this research capabilities of Perplexity. What we're going to do though is do some research from Perplexity and give that research to all the language models and tell them to write me a blog about that research. The whole prompt is here as well. So we've given it some background to act like a SEO content professional and a few detailed instructions. The main things that we want to look out here for though is the fact that hopefully I want to see how close it gets to the word count that we're asking. In terms of copywriting for SEO, it doesn't really matter how long a blog is. It's about the content of the blog, how good it is. But for me, it's an important attribute in this perspective to see how well it can stick to the instructions. The other one is formatted in HTML. This will make sure that it can actually backlink a couple of things, meaning you can code a little bit, and then hopefully it follows the tone, which is fun, engaging, slightly informal, think BuzzFeed. The final thing which will be interesting, this goes into the area of kind of reasoning a little bit more, is include an interesting perspective from the information to add value to the reader. So it kind of needs to reason on its own to find what would be interesting from that. So we're going to copy, and at the bottom I've already pasted all the research that Perplexity has given me. So I'm just going to copy this whole thing. I've got Meta here, I've got Claude AI, let's start a new chat here, and then I've got ChatGPT here ready to go. I prefer the desktop version of ChatGPT, but it's the same language model. So Meta AI, I'm going to paste that horrendous prompt, and yes, you can make a much better prompt here, but I just want to make it nice and simple. So while this is writing that, I will go ahead and give it to Claude and see the difference here, and to ChatGPT. So Claude right away goes to actually coding it because we've asked it to be the output to be in HTML. So it's clearly listening to the instructions really well. As you can see here, write in HTML. Funnily enough, it doesn't seem that Meta AI has understood that. So there's one downfall already. Claude AI is listening to these instructions a little bit better. And ChatGPT as well has listened to those instructions far better than Meta AI. So that is completed. What we're going to do is keep on reading. Claude AI, it is bubbly. I'm That's not bad, actually. Let's read the first sentence from Meta AI and see what it sounds like. So, are you tired of feeling like you're constantly playing catch up with Google's algorithm updates? You're not alone. With so many changes happening in the world of search, it can be hard to keep up, but don't worry, we've got you covered. In this article, we'll break down the latest Google algorithm updates and what they mean for you, how you can use this information to boost your online presence. That's not bad. That's not sounding too much like a language model written. I mean, if it would have said in the ever evolving world of, then you can kind of tell that it's AI written. So I don't actually mind that. I want to see the conclusion, what it kind of thinks. Didn't backlink correctly, which kind of sucks. This is actually not bad. So passage ranking, what's the big deal? Google's passage ranking update is all about considering individual passages from pages as ranking factors. So if you're creating long form content, make sure you're breaking it up into manageable chunks. If you're creating thin content, it's time to beef it up. So that's actually a pretty good perspective in terms of this is what the algorithm change is, and this is how you can make best of it. So in reasoning, that's not too bad. Another one here, Google's core algorithm update is all about improving search experience, but what does that mean for you? It means that you need to focus on creating high quality, engaging content that resonates with the audience. I mean, yeah, that's pretty obvious, but again, not bad. So it seems like the content of it itself is not too bad at all, but the way that it's formatted that in terms of it didn't backlink, it didn't do HTML. Whereas if we look at Claude, that's backlinking automatically. It's written everything in HTML. Yeah, a lot nicer though, and it follows the parameters that we gave it a lot more. Let's go to ChatGPT. We're gonna copy the output because it doesn't have the nice functionality as Claude does now, but we're just gonna go to a HTML preview editor and see what it would look like on a web page. Pretty good. And it's kind of done it, the linking at the bottom, so that's fine. So I guess Meta AI from that perspective in terms of HTML, that's unfortunate. I wonder if I'd ask it again. If I actually kind of re-prompted to give me the HTML code, and there it is. So, you know, that's done it once we asked it again. Not too bad. I'm not going to fault it for it, particularly when it's free. One thing I do want to check is word count. That usually tends to be a massive drawback for most of these language models. So if we go to and paste the words here and go to word count, 615 from Meta AI, which is just over half of what we're trying to get, which was 1,000 if you remember, as part of the prompt that we originally gave it. Let's see how close Claude got to that. 955, so pretty spot on. I'd be pretty happy with that. And let's do ChatGPT finally. ChatGPT 765. Okay, so in terms of word count following that exact instruction, we've got Claude winning, then ChatGPT, then Meta AI. I wouldn't call that a bad loss, just because if the content is good enough, it's going to rank anyway. But you get the idea. It's now given us the code. I wonder what this looks like. So it can code. Nice. Looks pretty good. I mean, it technically did backlink it, but not the way that I would like to. I would, instead of the one, I'd like to do it for the actual word. That is probably my fault. I gave it a really bad prompt, and that's the majority of the problem with these language models. People say it's getting dumb, and to be honest, a lot of the times, more than the language model is getting dumb, the bigger problem is that we are getting worse at prompting, getting lazier. Because if with a good prompt, this would actually be very, very good. So I'm pretty happy with that. The thing that really makes this incredible is that it's free. It's open source, somewhat debatable, but it's technically open source, which means you can use this for a program to improve your own language models or anything else. That's what makes it incredible. You can even download this thing onto your system and have a huge, incredibly smart language model in your system. You can run it without the need of connecting to the internet, which is pretty mind-blowing, the fact that we're getting there. You can see all of the components that it does have. It has complex reasoning. It can assist you with the code, as we said here. So for copywriting, for SEO, I will definitely use it. I'm not too mad at it. You can check it out in Meta AI. The only thing that it can't do is create images from that same conversation, but you've got an image parameter here. They've just separated those two formats. Let's say, Whoa, and it's doing it live. That's impressive, actually. Did you see that? While I was writing, it was in Peru. Whoa, that's pretty cool. I don't think I've seen that so well that it's doing it live. That's incredibly quick, creating the image as you're doing it live. That's kind of got that, but anyway, wow, that's pretty impressive. There you go, you can make images live as well. I didn't realize that. But look, I think the fact that this is free, I have used Meta AI so far all day today and yesterday, and the incredible thing about it is that I didn't reach the message cap and limit, and that's something I do every single day with Claude without failure. I always reach the message limit, and things that I do every second day with GPT4. 4 mini, not so much, but yeah. So if you want to consider another language model, don't sleep on Meta AI, the new language model 3.5 Llama, particularly if you want a system to download in your own device. I think that's pretty amazing. If you have WhatsApp as well, some WhatsApp users have access to this within the application as well, which is pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, if you wanted to see other tests for this and other things that we could use this for, SEO, search engine optimization and marketing, just leave it in the comments below. And if you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.